Hi, I'm Dr. Jack Gilpin and I'm one of the UQ academic staff who teach into the first year of the medical program. Team-based learning is an interactive learning experience which focuses on collaboration amongst medical students. It gives students early exposure to content experts, clinicians and experts in the field early on in their journey while still delivering foundational learning concepts and less tangible skills such as teamwork, collaboration, leadership, communication skills, and clinical reasoning. So, how does TBL achieve this, and what does TBL actually look like? In order to answer that, I'll give you an explanation of the structure of TBL. So TBL is a class of 60 students with 2 teaching staff, both of which are experienced in the content. One of the teaching staff will be with that group for the entirety of the year and work and get to know those students really well across the year to develop their strengths and work on their weaknesses. The other teaching staff in the room will be someone that's dependent upon the content of that week. So we can really deliver highly specific content expertise across the sessions. Now within those classes of 60, students will actually be in teams of 5. So teams of 5 will be working together in those small groups across the year, learning all those specific content and having great group discussions within their teams. Now, the work at TBL actually starts well before students actually enter the room. Students will undertake guided learning, pre-readings for the session, and these can be a variety of different formats. They can be online interactive learning modules, they can be videos, textbook readings, all sorts of different things. Now, students will undertake these pre-readings and then move into an individual readiness assurance test, which is basically just a set of multiple choice questions. These multiple choice questions will focus on the learning from those pre-readings. Now, students will use that as something to further their readings, maybe if they didn't understand or found a question difficult, to go over that content in preparation for the session. They then come into the session a few days later and work within their teams of 5 on those same questions. The key focus here is the discussion that's happening. The students will work with their team, go over things that, maybe questions they found difficult, concepts that they found tricky, within their small groups of 5, attempting to come to a consensus and adding a second layer of understanding through discussion with their peers. They then put these answers that they come to into this game platform that's online, which we then use to see their answers. This then enables us to have a large group discussion, once again students providing their reasoning for the answers to each question and discussing the topic in general with the content experts and teaching staff. This adds that final layer, that third layer, to really establish that learning, not just on that specific question, but the broader content around the topic. After we've completed these questions, we then move into application exercises to really further the students' understanding of those foundational concepts, but to develop also application and clinical reasoning skills. These application exercises can be all sorts of different formats, whether it's a whiteboard activity, a role play, discussion within their groups. Once again, within this format, the teaching staff will be filtering through, engaging in those small group discussions and really prompting students to think about some of the deeper concepts and application of this core learning material. We then bring it back to a large group and once again have discussion and further their understanding amongst their large group. All of this creates an opportunity for students to practice so many different skills and not just learn the foundational content, but to practice communication, leadership within their teams, team and group work. It really is a unique learning experience which focuses not just on the content, but also on those really important skills that are important to become a doctor, and gives students that exposure to real-world clinicians and content experts right from the very start of their medical journey.
I really look forward to it every week. I think we get a good conversation going and everyone gets along really well. And it's just a really fun opportunity to revisit the content. Rather than sitting down and studying it again and again on your own, it really facilitates group learning as well and then teamwork within that, because we have people on our table who someone's got a background in pharmacy, another might have a degree in physiology, another might have a degree in public health, and you get the perspectives of all these people talking about the same subject. I don't think there's really any faster way to learn about it.
So in summary, That's TBL EQ, and we hope to see you there.